Welcome back, guys. I assume that you've read the title and seen the thumbnail and you know that I'm going to do a bank build. So what I've got is the Milwaukee bag. Now, Marling did a bank build and he took his Makita bag and people were like, oh, you're just copying him. But it's just such a handy bag, so that's the bag I'm going to be using. Obviously, bank build idea has come from Marling, but I am going to try and make a lure and chase cod. I'm taking what I need with me, and we're going to find a bit of timber down there. We're going to cut it up and hopefully make 2 lures. So what I've done is I've just made myself a surface bib and a diving bib. Now these kind of determine how big a bit of timber I need, because I need something that's going to suit them. So I am putting them in. Doesn't have any outside bits. Oh, it's got little pockets in the sides. Putting them in a little pocket in the side there. Alright, and then I am taking with me pliers, obviously, some wire cutters and other pliers. I've got some paint, because we're going to paint it. Just a couple of various colours of paint, and then a clear enamel. That's going to be my clear coat. That's what we're doing. It's not going to be fancy. A saw for cutting wood off branches, and a finer saw for cutting up our shape. Obviously we've got the baking powder and the super glue in there. Some carving knives, textures we're going to draw. We've got screws. The only reason I'm taking these is to do the surface paddler. I put the toe point and then I put a screw to stop the bib from spinning. Clamps for holding the lure and some stencil and stuff. A center punch for marking our holes. Got some eyes, obviously. Drill bits, because we're taking the drill, because I'm not hand drilling holes. So call me a cheater or you like, but I'm not doing that. And a measurer and some wire. Alright, and we need some lead. Got some lead there. What I do need to grab from inside is split ring pliers and hooks. We can't make a lure without hardware, can we? I think we've got everything we need. So all I need now is to grab the hooks and the split ring pliers from inside so I can put hooks on the lures. And then we're going to go down the river, find some timber and make some lures and see if we can make them work just building on the bank there. I got myself a nice little spot here in the shade with my tools, looking straight at the river. 2 things I haven't mentioned just yet. This isn't a one day. It's not all going to be in today, because it's already arvo, right? I've had lunch and everything, whatever. So don't be expecting that. I'll probably build these or start building these today, this arvo. I've got things to do a bit later on, so I don't have a whole lot of time, and then I'll probably come back tomorrow and finish it off. But it will be all built on the bank, and then we'll fish them in the river, either on foot or might even bring the kayak down. The other thing is these 2 lures, what I'm going to do is build them entirely here and fish them. Once I'm done with this video, I'm going to take them back, rip the hooks off and give them a proper clear coat in the shed. They'll be going as Patreon giveaways to our patrons. So if you're one of our patrons, there'll be a giveaway for these lures on there, just a random draw for the people in the right tiers. I have already said the first giveaway is going to be something else I've built, but it looks like this video will be released first. So there's another lure sitting at home waiting for a video release, and when that video gets released, which it's dependent on some other YouTubers, once that video gets released, that lure will be given away. That's our December giveaway. That's this month's giveaway. These ones will be January, okay? So, which we're almost in January anyway. It's in a few days time, so it might be January by the time this video goes up. Anyway, I'm rambling. Let's get in, pick a bit of wood and start making some lures. The reason I came to this part of the river is I knew there was a lot of different trees and a lot of dead and dry timber around this area. So I've only come down in thongs. I'm not going to be fishing today. Just got to keep my eye out for snakes. Snakes aren't out to get you, but if you step on them or you step near them and startle them, they're going to defend themselves. I'm not in the most protective gear for that, so I've got to be alert. Actually, I'm going to go back, get me saw, so when I find a bit I can cut it there and then. That's definitely dry. Let's give that a go. Actually, just gonna go this way. There's a bit more meat here. There you go. One lure about so long. Instead of not exactly round, but this one's definitely flatter. So I'm gonna make that one the surface paddler. I mean, it floats. That's what I thought about working with that piece of stuff. This is actually the most terrible wood. Look. Hold on, just wait here a second. I think I can see a bit of dead willow. I don't know if it's still the case, but they used to make cricket bats out of willow. So that already looks better than that other crap. Oh, look at that. That's way better. Righto. There we go. We have a nice flat surface for the bottom of the lure. Right. So we're looking at that so far. I'm going to cut down this one a bit, and I definitely don't think it needs to be that long. If that's the center, from there to that point right there. Yeah, that's going to be bottom of the surface lure there. I need it narrow at that end, so I'm going to cut it on this bit of an angle to try and bring it shallower. So cut it down like that. Rightio. So slowly tapers down to the back, not heaps, but enough. I have to fill that crack up so that we don't have issues with integrity. It's a particular item I told myself in my head over and over and over again not to forget. Sandpaper. Did you guys see me pack sandpaper? Nah. Right. So we've got our rough, very, very rough shape. There are chamfer lines. And what we can do here That's where we want our arc to be, right? So we set that up like that. Like that, sort of. Like that, sort of. Same one here. Like that. And then like that, right? So that gives us this angle, and then this angle we'll just go like that, and just like that. That gives us our sides and our top, and that'll give us our oval-ish shape. I brought another very important tool, which I'm just going to out of the car and get. Nice cold beer. That's the ticket. Oh yeah, that was a good choice, changing to this. Changing the willow. So it's starting to come along. So I'm going to do the same on the bottom, obviously, and then I'm going to start on the diver, because the next bit would be sanding, and obviously I forgot the sandpaper. So I'm actually pretty happy with that. Without any sanding or anything, obviously that will make it look a bit different. That's going to be the basic shape of the lure right there. Pretty much just needs to be sanded and then hardware painted, and she's ready to go, that fella. It's a bit confused. She's ready to go, that fella. But anyway, you get that. I'm going to start on the diver because I didn't bring sandpaper, and I really don't want to go any further with this until I've got sandpaper to sand it down nice and smooth and just make it look schmick. But real happy with the timber and real happy with that so far. With the diver, I just want to kind of make a bit of a block so I can draw what I'm going to carve, I guess. Alright. Okay, I think I'm going to make that the bottom. I'm going to mark the center, because I'm going to put a bib on this. I want to make sure it's square. So I'm going to go, really not that far off, is it? Right, it wasn't that far off square. A bib, didn't like that angle, I reckon. Then turn. One, two. Into that angle. Right, so that's the bottom. There's his eye. That's what we get. That's what we're going with, I reckon. Points onto the bib. Yeah. Slight concave. Comes up with that. Eye there somewhere. Eye there somewhere. Hook, hook. Probably a bit of lead in there, I'd say. That knot's going to be right in the tail. So that's coming down there to that knot under that broken bit. It's too big. Something simple like that from underneath. Right, we're starting to get there, slowly. Come on. We're going to carve out from here to there, and then from there. Alright, that's the basic shape. Chamfer it up. And then I think I've almost got time to run home and get sandpaper. Well, it's starting to look like a lure. I'm up to sanding on both, so I'm going to go home, get some sandpaper and come back, because I think I've still got a little bit of time. Come back and do something with these, because they're looking pretty good. We'll be back. We're actually not travelling bad for time. So I grabbed my fishing shoes while I was home, just in case I got a chance to have a fish. 80 grit, 120 grit. Start with some 80 grit. Before I go sanding out this centre line, because I don't want to hook there, I reckon. The wire will come through. Probably a hook there. Bit of lead there. Now, my favourite surface lures, thirsties, they cut in. They kind of like that shape, but they come in like that. I think they're a little bit different to this. Obviously CJ doesn't just build them, he doesn't just wing it on the bank. But there are hooks here, here and here. I think with mine I'm just going to go underneath and hope for the best. I want the rear hook hanger to actually come out the bottom, and the front one to come out about there. I don't think I need any lead in this. The hook should be enough. The imperfections in the timber are being filled up with the sawdust. Instead of blowing that off, what I want to try and do is actually fill that up a bit and then get the super glue into them and fill them with timber and super glue instead of baking soda and super glue, and hope that it's closer to the specific gravity of the timber, instead of adding weird patterns with different weight. If that makes sense. I've got the sanding, the first sand on this pretty much where I want it. I've collected the sandings, the shavings, and I've started to fill these crevices in a little bit like this. Just going to put some super glue on them and we'll get them somewhat. If they've got a few imperfections, well, big whoop-de-doo, it's a bank build, you know, like if you are not interested in winning it because it has a few imperfections, then I mean, don't be a patron. Please be a patron, but you know what I mean. If you're a patron and you win it and you don't want to win it because it's got imperfections, that's fine, let me know, we'll redraw it. It's reacting with the shavings, look at that. That's basically filled. I'll sand that again in a minute after I've sanded this. We'll be sanding them all smooth, both the lures. Very nice. That's gonna look good. Yeah, it's filled it in, it's bound it together. Once it's painted, you'll see this rough line where you can see that split was. So I think I'm gonna leave that. I'm gonna get this little bit of super glue off here. Give this one its sand down now. I just finished sanding, which included sanding the slot big enough to get the bib in. on this one. So I'm about to start drilling our holes and bending wire and putting them together. May have actually done it. You may have just done that. Bloody boom! So if you've watched my channel before, you'll know what I'm doing here. It's my through wire system that I do. So what we've got is that toe point sits out like that. Okay, and this one has the front to back wire through it, which makes it a through wire without having to cut. Regulars will have seen me do this a lot. I started doing this on the corn cob lures because I didn't want to damage the finish on the corn cob lures. Got that one and that one. That is the setup here. Right, that's it. I'm gonna drill them holes before we start putting bibs and hooks and whatever on it. Need a bit of enough, doesn't it? I can't twist that because I need to glue all this on, so I'm going to glue down here to that side because it needs to be to that side and try and get it all stable, and then slide that on and glue it on. Ran it down, I was running out the bottom, gave it a hit with activator, that sealed that end off, and then it started to fill up with super glue. You guys went flat, so I just held it all still for a second, and I've just changed the battery. We're solid here, we're solid here. I think this is going to be pretty good. So what we're about to do is slide this bib on and put a bit of super glue around here and through there, and then we're going to screw that onto there. And hopefully that is enough to hold it all still. We're going to get some super glue and baking soda around here. Spread my whole bloody seal in there with glue. Right, what we're going to do is give this a light sand, spray it with a clear, and then chuck it in and see if it swims as it is, because it's pretty much done. It's ready for paint if that's the case. It might need lead, but I think by the time we add hooks and the fact I've got, you know, the toe points on the bottom like that, the hook hangers on the bottom like that, I think it will actually swim. Bit of clear paint. It's going to need a few seconds to dry, so while that's drying I'll keep going with the diver. I didn't film that. I drilled the holes through. I have been able to wind that, managed to get that through. I've just had to put a big arc, see that arc there? So I've had to put a big arc and bend the end of that so that it actually guides around, but does guide around. So I'm going to build the middle toe point now. Activate that. It's going to go on about so far. Put it on there. That right. Give it a bit of a sand, and then we'll be putting the bib on, and we'll seal this one and test it too. Some more dribbles. So you guys just went flat. I just did some baking soda and super glue in the sides here, and then gave it a quick sand down. That's all I did. I think I was starting to do that, so you would have seen me pouring the stuff, and then it went flat. So you didn't miss much. I'm going to give it a clear coat to seal it, and the paddler should be dry. We'll tie it on, see if it works, then we'll see how this works and paint and hopefully catch a fish. Let's see what happens. Test cast without hooks. Oh man, look at that. That's phenomenal. Yes, thank you, it's done. Now for a paint job, I want natural colours, but I'm not going to try and paint anything natural. So I've got a dark green, I've got white, cream and fluoro yellow. What I'm going to do is put a few of these colours in patches and then wrap it in this and then paint it in a dark green and then come up with something like that. I don't want to go overboard with it, so that's what we're going to do. See if we can swim test the hard body while that dries before we cover it in green, put eyes on it and clear coat it. Alright, without hooks, this is what we're looking at. Floats well. Look at that. Look at that. Hopefully with hooks we don't upset that too much. I did the same thing to the diver over there, and then I wrapped this one and sprayed it, and I was in a hurry. It wasn't dry properly, plus these are crappy tin paints. Anyway, that's what it's going to be. I'm not going to mess around too much more. It's a bank build, but this is the whole point of a bank build. It's not meant to be a fancy lure. It's just meant to be a lure that I can hopefully catch a fish on, and I think both of these will be. I'm going to spray this for clear now. One lure, guys. I mean, it looks like it'll work. The upright on this just split, so I had to like pour it all out onto the lure, and it's kind of reacting by the looks of it, but got a good coat on there. We'll see what we can come up with. It's made a mess. Always the way. Something always has to go wrong, doesn't it? Right guys, the surface lure is in my tackle box in my bag with hooks on it. The diver has hooks on it. It's a bit tacky, you can see those hooks touching it there, but I'm impatient. I have time to waste waiting for it to dry. It floats. Oh man, look at that. Look at that. Really? That is phenomenal. So obviously the paint is tacky. If a cod hits it, it's going to make a mess of it. I might just have to do some touch-ups before I do the giveaway. See if we can catch a fish on it. That'd be bloody something else, wouldn't it? Does pull a little bit to one side. Pulls a little bit to its left, so to the right as it comes in. But nothing too bad. Oh, that was literally just a flash behind it. Literally just had a follow. No way. Cool. Stumpy. Yep, hooks aren't rusted at all. He's lost an eye. But he hasn't been there that long. Someone's using heavy enough leader. Oh, their braid snapped. Not enough leader, guys. That's not long enough. Got a bit more leader than that. Someone's lost their stumpy. Thanks very much. Well guys, it looks like I'm going to see you guys in the morning. No fish. I've got another can of that clear spray at home, I'm pretty sure, the one that blew up everywhere and wrecked my clear coat effort. When I get home I'll give them a spray, then by the morning they should both be properly dry, and then once I've done with the fishing with them, I'll give them an actual proper clear coat that I put on my normal lures. But I don't want to do that yet because that sort of isn't something you can do on the bank, so it's not really a bank build thing. So I don't want to cheat on the bank build, but I will go home and put another bit of that clear spray on and just let that hang up overnight, and then we'll be back in the morning. Just about back at the car. It's a nice looking bit of water here. I haven't fished over there's where I started this over, and this hole just looks nice, so I thought I'll give it a throw. May as well cast this hole again. Oh, just got hit. That was a little fish. Did you see that? You'll see his back come out of the water. Where did he come from? Yep, yes. Oh, dropped him. Oh, no. 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 Oh, so close to being a literal one day. He won't come back. Oh, man. Are you serious? Grabbed it from here as it's swimming. So he's missed the hooks. Oh no. Alright, at this time it's home time. I'll see you in the morning. I had another clear spray paint at home. Got home last night and I sprayed the lures, and for some reason it's bled all of the paints underneath. So I mean, it filled in all of the scratches and everything, but it took out that pattern that I had on both the lures. It's not the best, but it doesn't look terrible either. So obviously once I'm done with today, I'll sand out any lumps and give them a clear coat before they get given away, and I'll fix the spazio eye on that side there. I'll take it off and drill it out and glue it back in, so it'll be good to go to whoever wins them. But yeah, so now they look a little bit different. It's just because the paint, the clear that I put on, ran all the paints underneath. Oh, I just missed a fish. It's another, look. It's another one that's grabbed it from the top. See the teeth there? He's grabbed it. Oh, see that? It's grabbed it from there. Again, that's the second fish to grab this from the top. Missed the hooks altogether. Bigger hooks wouldn't help that. They're not grabbing it where the hooks would be. Huh. Damn it. Oh, again. That's the one. Come on. Pay it. Pay it. Yep. Yep. Tiny little fish. It doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter. It does not matter. He might be little, guys, but bank build, baby. How exciting is that? He just cod thumped me so bad. These little fish have the sharpest little puppy dog teeth. It's so good to see them this size in here. It means the fish are doing what they should be doing, and the numbers are getting secure for the future. Right, well, Bankfield lures on the rotisserie. I signed them both, Murray Crabb Fishing, Bankfield December 20 with my signature. And then I clear coated them with my normal clear coat. Because I used crappy paint, even though I clear coated them with this, which is what made them run yesterday and made them look weird, they still ran again. I managed to kind of save the signature and stuff on this one, but this one I'm going to have to redo. I'm going to have to re-clear coat them. When this clear coat dries, hopefully that's trapped everything underneath. Hopefully that's trapped everything underneath and sealed it. And if that's the case, the next clear coat should be fine. So I'll re-sign the diver and I'll re-clear coat them both. And then there'll be a draw sometime during January, probably 16th, 17th, something like that, possibly. So that's what we'll aim for anyway, somewhere around there. I'll draw these, and I'm not going to send them both the same person. There'll be two winners. So there'll actually be two winners of this batch. So someone will get the surface lure, someone will get the diver. I'll draw them out. The first drawn out can pick which one they want. The second person will get the other one. That's how we'll do it. So anyway, that's all there is. I'm not going to show you me recoding it, guys. That's just something I'm going to do before I send them out so they're ready to use. The paint jobs are as they are. They're bank build lures. I'm not doing anything fancy with them. That's kind of what you get. You get the bank build lure. Anyway, thanks very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, hit the subscribe button, thumbs up, leave a comment. We'd love hearing from you. And we'll catch you in the next episode. Don't forget to fish every opportunity.